Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm not really sure what to say. Iris, we only have 20 minutes. There are two things which I need to ask you before we reconvene.
There's a closet over there.
Yeah. I'll help you in any way I can. First, about that night. You really didn't go to the inner temple, correct? The last witness claims to have met and talked with you in the training hall. Either you or Sister Bikini is lying. Mr. Edgeworth, it is just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my own room in Hazakura Temple. Very well. The second thing then. That night, the temple snowmobile was used in between the time Sister Bikini returned to the main hall and when she bore witness to the murder. Something between 10:30 and 11 p.m. that night. Were you the one who used the snowmobile? There was only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me. So it was you. But why? What made you go out to Dusky Bridge? I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, great. What am I? Wow, yeah. Fuck me, right? Hey.
Iris. I can't tell you about that. Yet. Not until her safety is confirmed. Her. Safety of the Acolyte. Acolyte, huh? She must be talking about Maya.
Nope, pearls.
Oh. Iris, look me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Elise Donham? No matter who or what may come, I could never take her life.
Again, you mean again.
As I thought. No sacker locks. Very well. It is my job to get to the truth. It is my job to get to the truth.
I'm a big fan of that beat. Go to the club just to listen to that.
You'll discover this soon. Fuck! You'll discover this for yourself soon enough.
That's part of the beat too.
I can feel it calling in the air.
Yeah, you're on the right track. Coming in the air tonight, yeah.
Tonight.
Slide.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Give it to me, Phil. Give it to me.
I can see it. It's in the air.
Nope, you're losing us, Phil. You're losing us, Phil. Go back to Tarzan.
Where the fuck?
Court will now reconvene. Miss Von Karma, where is the witness?
In the break, a man was detained for suspicious behavior in the gallery. Suspicious behavior?
He wouldn't stop.
He was sketching something very intensely.
Dare I ask what the witness was sketching when he was detained?
He drew a terrifying woman, armed with a demonic face and a vicious whip.
I've never seen that a day in my life. I can only presume that that was supposed to be— Ow!
Anyway, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse for an artist before the court. Louis Dunham, I hope you're ready. Get in here! It would seem that whip is going to see plenty more use today.
It would seem that Edgeworth looks like he's got cauliflower ear.
Yeah. Your sketch is in contempt of this court! Hey, I was just statistically rendering— Ouch! You tried to run away from the bailiff who was trying to hand you your subpoena, correct? Look, I'm nothing but a fledgling artist trivia into the mountains! I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paint! Well, to use a good technical term for the color Viridian. Larry, this isn't an art store now, is it? I know, I graduated junior high, okay? Look, art is about working in the fields, isn't it?
Working in the fields?
Although we need some water. I presume he wanted to say field work. I hope. That's it! Thanks, buddy! It's kind of sad I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence. I just happened to stop by in here and I found a wonderful new model. See? I got nothing to do with this child at all! I expect all of your faces to be red when you realize this mistake. Bright red! Or, to use the technical term, crimson lake. Ouch! Ouch! Ouch!
Ouch!
Stop your pathetic babbling and testify like a man!
Refrain from whipping me, Miss Von Karma. Cross-whipping is as bad as cross-checking. Witness, that is all your fault. Testify now.
This is too much for me. What I saw? I was at that lodge out in the mountains, looking up at the stars that night. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. The girl I was waiting for didn't show up. My teacher died on me. I'm all alone now. Oh, my itchy.
You're a liar. You said you were looking up at the stars. It was snowing. There were no stars. It was cloudy.
Well, give it a second.
Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyers during your testimony.
I'm just a nobody. Nothing but a small, worthless man, aren't I? And why wasn't I asked for my name and occupation or anything else?
Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have quite a severe inferiority complex.
He's recently been the cause of numerous incidents. I think he's finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people. Yeah, that's right. I'm behind everything, every case. Watch out, okay? Just touching me will make you eternally unhappy.
Well, then let us proceed with the cross-examination with no touching, thank you. We can delve into another detail at a later time.
I was at that lodge out in the mountains looking up at the stars that night.
Got it. Whatever is the matter, Mr. Edgeworth?
This one single statement is so full of contradictions. For a moment there, I thought I was going to collapse. So, witness, any idea as to where these contradictions in your testimony lie? Depending on your answer, I may stay my whip. Okay, give me a minute. Well, it was snowing that night, so I couldn't possibly have seen the stars. That rundown shack is hardly a lodge, is it? And even if the stars could be seen, it isn't like I was there to look at them, right? See? You can do it if you try. Ouch! There's only one issue here. What you saw at Dusky Bridge. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but... A number of times? How many? Maybe 5 times? I went once every 20 minutes. Which means you spent almost 2 hours at Heavenly Hall that night. You bet! Real love is about winning with your heart in your hands.
Love, you say?
It was this man's intention to summon the defendant to the small shack, using this blackmail letter.
Blackmail?
No, that wasn't simply a product of our overflowing love. You huffy puffy loosey-goosey excuse for a whipping whiny dress of a witness.
So what did you see? I hope for your sake you saw a snowmobile. You huffy puffy loosey-goosey excuse for a wimpy whining wuss of a witness, eh?
Wow.
How the fuck did I get that out?
It's you gotta get the momentum.
Both me and you, immediately I finished that, and both of you are like, yeah, whoa.
Well, you see, being called those names doesn't seem to bother him at all.
I want that replayed 7 times.
With a beat. I didn't see a snowmobile. Hey, you really didn't see it. Hey, don't leave it at your desk. I can hear you. I didn't see it. I didn't see a snowmobile. Larry.
But did you see a snake?
Say snowmobile for me, please. Snowmobile. If you truly have nothing to hide, then why are you stammering like you just flew over the cuckoo's nest?
God, not Jack Nicholson.
Shut up! What is this? I don't know, don't ask me! Seems I'll need to start from a more obvious contradiction. I'm going to strike the blow that will finally get him to spill the beans. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. You didn't meet anyone. That's right, because I got nothing to do with this. I'm just here to buy some Viridian paint, okay? Come on! I expect to see those Crimson Lake faces now!
He's off. It would appear that simply pressing him isn't going to be enough, Mr. Edgeworth.
Indeed. It seems that he's going to claim to have nothing to do with this to the end. I don't want this guy to cost us any more time. I need to slice through his obvious contradictions and keep things moving along.
Objection!
Larry Butts, I can understand why you might want to throw your old life away. You're pretty pathetic, and you cause all sorts of trouble. I'm sorry. But, having realized just how much of a nuisance you have been, that could be considered a step in the right direction. Archie, are you trying to console me?
It certainly doesn't sound that way to me.
However, I cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the incidents you create. You're totally pinning this on me. Now then, let us talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder took place, asked Phoenix Wright to report it. Thus, he headed for the public phone by the bridge. There, he happened to cross a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Butts! That's right! Me! In the flesh!
Listen carefully, witness. It doesn't matter if you change your name. So long as you remain petty, as long as you remain pretty pathetic, you will continue to cause these incidents. That reality will not change.
But what do you want me to do then? Harry, what you need to do is change your inner self. But for now, what you saw that night, testifying truthfully about this one issue, is all I need from you.
It actually might suit Larry better to go to the Korean village and study meditation.
Yeah.
That might actually be a good outcome for Larry.
Richie, I think I finally woken up.
Oh no. He's become the
Well, I guess I could still be sleeping. But anyway, I'll do it! I'll testify! Well, I'm not sure this will go especially well.
I'll ask you again, then, when we beat this whole game, I want the ending of that episode to have Uncle Iroh singing his song. As a farewell to this game.
It's not the last game of the series.
It's the last game I wanted this. It's considered a trilogy for a reason.
Soldier boy.
I forgot what it's called, the song. I think it's like Leaves on the
Vine.
Yeah.
Leaves on the Vine.
What did you see on the night of the murder?
What I saw part 2. I went to the shack at around 9, so would have been around 10:30 p.m. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. I looked out of the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's when I ran into Nick.
Larry, was that beer or soda? Larry, were you drunk? You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you?
So, what happened to the bridge after it caught on fire? It was like me after a 3-day stint chasing a girl. Totally burnt out. Like, almost totally gone. I mean, trying to cross the burning remains was what caused Nick to fall. What did you just say? Oh, don't worry. It's nothing life-threatening. He just caught a cold. I never know with what that man if he should be called lucky or unlucky.
Did it actually concern her that Nick fell?
Yes. She's not heartless.
Wow, that was sarcasm. You can tell by her face, by her sprite, that she's concerned the fact that he fell. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, please commence your cross-examination. You hoser.
I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been around 10:30 p.m.
Got it.
What did you do out there in the cold for an hour and a half? Well, you really must know. I was busy being excited, I guess.
Excited, dare I even ask?
I said the meeting time was 10 p.m., right? I just couldn't wait, and I thought she might come early, too. Well, it appears she didn't come at all in the end. Because they never arranged to meet in the first place, did they? Shut up! Don't go be picking up! Don't go picking my father midways apart! Anyway, I was getting a little worried. I thought maybe I always had lost her way. So every 20 minutes or so, I went out to the bridge. But I didn't see anything particularly suspicious.
Alright, let's just clear this all up. Nobody came.
Nobody came. I didn't have anything else to do, so I went back to the shack to wait for her. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. This light was, of course, lightning! Like, kapow! Like a slap from Naomi, honestly! A big bada boom! Oh, a little like that? That's more like a punch from Miranda.
When did this game come out?
It's 2004.
I think it should be below.
Mm-hmm. What is he looking for? What is he looking for?
97. Okay. Fifth Element.
Yeah.
The movie Fifth Element.
Yeah.
Every time I hear somebody use the big bada boom,
Big bada boom.
I always go to Fifth Element because there's a part in the movie where it's just him going, you know, big bada boom. You made a big bada boom.
Yeah.
To the taxi, you know, big bada boom.
Mm-hmm.
And her being an alien, that's all she can understand is bada boom. It's like, yeah, all right. Got it. Funny. Hilarious. So now anytime I hear it, I'm like, is that like a little reference to the movie maybe? Or are you just using the big bada boom?
People just say bada boom.
Ooh, witness, did you actually see the lightning hit the bridge?
Well, I was a bit startled by the flash of light, so, I looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire.
You didn't answer the question!
Seeing that, what did you do? What do you think? I was burning up as well, with the fire in my heart! And that's why you went to take a look at the bridge?
I peed on it.
Well, to be honest, I was freezing cold, so at first I thought, forget it, I'm not leaving my covers. But it pretty much stopped snowing, so, I don't know, I changed my mind.
I'm not sure I care for the forget it attitude you had at first, witness.
There was still some thunder, so I went, but I went away to check it out. He said right away, but exactly how long after the strike was that? Lightning fell and then the bridge caught on fire, maybe around 5 minutes. I mean, I suddenly thought, can I go check this out? How far is this small shack from how far is this small shack you were in from the bridge? Got it. Hold on. Well, it pretty much stopped snowing. I guess about a 5-minute walk? And how did Dusky Bridge look when you got there?
10 minutes interval.
Like I recovered a piece of my childhood. I mean, not even the bonfires kids make during school camping trips can compare. Well, should I press him for a little more info?
Why'd you go to the bridge?
So you suddenly thought to check out the bridge. Does this mean that you initially had no intention of doing so? Well, yeah, I guess it does. It's really cold. Didn't really want to go out though. If that's the case, why don't you change your mind? I would like to hear your reasoning.
In which case, please give testimony to the effect, witness.
My reasoning? Okay. Reasoning, is it? I thought I'd never get another chance to see something so big burning. So you decided to go and see what was happening. That's right. We're talking about a massive suspension bridge burning to high heaven. That's not something you see every day. Real like really special. Can we really trust a witness who is unable to pronounce spectacle?
Life seems to love hitting this poor witness below the belt.
Well, my motto is to hit life back as hard as I can. I'll give you a few hits too if you like, with my whip. You told me about the burning bridge yesterday, but there's still something that doesn't quite fit. It looks like, despite his change of heart, Larry still isn't telling us the whole truth. You loser!
Damn,
You
crossed the wrong one.
You did the wrong one.
Joke's on you. You can do both. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Shame?
No, because now I get all of the truth.
Oh, okay. Why didn't you call anyone?
You're telling me if I got the right one, you wouldn't have gone back to show me what he said there?
Yes. I wouldn't have done that. Larry, let me ask you one thing. What is it, Edgy? It's with a serious face. Why didn't you call anyone? Huh? What do you mean? Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one would try to tell someone. There was a public phone right by Dusky Bridge, correct? Well, of course I thought of doing that.
So then, let's hear why you didn't.
Huh? Yeah, okay, a reason. A reason. It isn't that I didn't try to tell you, and I just didn't have time to, okay? I arrived at the bridge and Nick showed up less than a minute later. You claim to have arrived at the bridge at the same time as Wright. But yeah! I thought I'd better tell someone about this. But Nick came up yelling about murder! It totally made me forget about the bridge. The fire was pretty much out by then anyway. What's this feeling in my body? I suddenly have a terrible case of unease. It was after contacting the police that Phoenix Wright fell from the bridge, correct? Yeah, that's pretty much it, more or less. You told me about the bridge building, the bridge burning, the burning bridge yesterday! But there's still something that doesn't quite fit. It looks like, despite his change of heart, Larry's still in the okay, yeah. So yeah, this new statement, what is it? What's so wrong about this?
What, it caught fire at...
It would have been about 10:30 p.m. And then I saw a bright flash, and then I went up. I arrived at the bridge, and then Nick showed up less than a minute later.
But it did.
Well, what?
Because the murder wasn't... Go right.
Right.
Okay. One by well, kind of one by one. Not interested. Not interested. Not interested.
Oh, here it is.
It struck the bridge at 10:45. Around 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and going out.
Yeah. So,
but he also was coming from the temple, which is, what is that, 20 minutes?
It's a 15-minute walk.
15-minute walk.
Yes. So, let's say, yeah, Phoenix would have been there at 11:15 at the latest.
That makes sense. I was saying the fire going out and him showing up 15 minutes later. But he didn't, I'm blanking on the word I went to use.
So he saw the lightning.
It only took him 10 minutes to get to the bridge.
It's a 5-minute walk.
Larry.
Yeah, it's a 5-minute walk for him.
But he also said he waited 5 minutes to get up and move.
Yeah, so 10 minutes. But then he said that Nick showed up less than a minute later when he got up there. So he was at the bridge at 10:55.
Snowmobile? Would it be how he got there so fast?
Larry?
No, Nick.
No, I mean, you played as him as he went down to the mountain, down to the bridge. He did not take the snowmobile.
Wait, listen. I know it didn't.
You
after the bridge up less than a minute later, but it took 30 minutes for the fire to go out. He says by the time Nick showed up,
I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. It's close enough.
The fire went out. How did he show up? How could it took 30 minutes for the fire to go out?
Your very existence being a contradiction. I'm not sure you could grasp it, this or not. But hey, Angie! You make me sound like some sort of alien! But your testimony is conclusively contradictory. The problem here is time. I've never been the best timekeeper, you know. 3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him on your bicycle. How long does it take for you to catch up with him? I'm terrible at those. This is much more simple. You saw the lightning strike Dusky Bridge, and immediately went to see what had happened. Is this correct? Yeah, but we're like wasted about 5 minutes for it, but more or less. I have the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45 p.m. You say it takes less than 5 minutes from the shack to Dusky Bridge, meaning you probably got there at around 11 p.m. Sounds about right, I guess. And then Nick showed up and then did his falling act. That is impossible. What do you mean? 11 p.m. is when the murder occurred at Hazakura Temple. Thus, light was still there in the courtyard. There is no way that Larry could have encountered him at Dusky Bridge at that time. Excuse me, I have an objection!
You do?
Actually, how many times do I have to say this? I'm not Larry! I'm the police donut! It has not been proven that the murder occurred at 11 p.m. This is the only said around 11. In which case, it could have been earlier than that. Watch your footing there, Miss Franziska von Kommer. The slope ahead is slippery. For there is still no way that Wright could have been at Dusky Bridge at 11 p.m. And why not? It is clearly written here in the weather data report. It took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have still been burning until at least 11:15 p.m.
Which means what exactly?
Wright did not see the bridge while it was being consumed by the flames that night. In fact, he did not arrive on the scene until after the flames had died down. Larry, you arrived at the bridge at 11 p.m., but Wright did not make it there until at least 11:15. I suggest you stop hiding things and just tell us the whole truth. Now then, what happened during these missing 15 minutes? I feel like I just got brutally woken up by a toilet flashback. I guess I was just still sleeping after that. Pinch me!
Order.
Order! So there was a missing 15 minutes prior to meeting Phoenix Knight? I hardly see that as much of a problem. Not much of a problem at all! Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes and there is a phone right next to it.
Smooth.
Yeah. Why then did you not report the accident?
Yes, witness, why didn't you? Were you there simply to watch the bridge burn?
And therein lies the problem. For even after the bridge had burnt out, he was still there. Staring into space, his witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civic duty. That's what it sounds like. Ah, but this is Larry we're talking about. And even he is incapable of being so stupid. Which means there has to be a reason for his inaction. Edgy? I think it's about time. I got serious with you, dude. Just as I thought. You've been playing with us all this time. Listen, I'm going to tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all? Yes. I may really say it this time. It's building. Ah! Then say it.
Very well. I have a terribly bad feeling about this. However, let's see if the witness finally give us the whole truth. Now, for this 15-minute gap, what were you doing, witness?
The missing 15 minutes. I'm a dodo! I'm an artiste! What do you think I was doing? Sketching! In front of the bridge! I was whipped up in the frenzy of art! The shock and awe that I was feeling, I transferred it all directly onto the page! Before I realized it, the flames had gone out and then he came running up!
I suppose the artist can be strange folk.
That's right! I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw the perfect sketch! Including the truth from the sound of it.
Mr. Edgeworth, has this removed the last of your doubts?
Not at all, Your Honor. One very large doubt still remains.
And what would that be?
This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. So why did he think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag the reason out of him. You'll regret this, Edgy! The missing 15 minutes. And we're gonna do this cross-examination in
the next episode.
So you're gonna watch this episode of Miles Edgeworth, Trials and Tribulations, like, subscribe, and above, and family, which is
every day.
Bye-bye.